I'm going to be doing a contour line drawing of this clove of garlic, and I'll be using a 4B pencil and a kneaded eraser and a sharpener to make sure my pencil is sharp. I have a white vinyl eraser here, but I probably won't use it. All right, so the first thing I want to do is warm up my hand. This is a circular object, so I'm going to be warming it up with a circle. It's kind of an oval, so I'll be kind of warming up in an oval shape. And you'll note that I am not putting anything down on the paper yet. I am just training my hand and my muscles in my hand to draw this shape. And often people, when they draw, they start drawing and they draw little tiny little dashy lines. And if a form has a circle or a more continuous shape, it's much easier to draw the line more accurately and continuously if you rock your hand in that motion first before putting it down, training your hand so you don't have a lot of like back and forth lines on your paper. Instead, you can just practice that without touching down. So try to practice drawing without touching down for a little bit to warm up, and then touch down. And touch down lightly, because you might need to fix things. Then I'm just going to be drawing in a basic shape here. It's a little pointier at the top. Try to get that pointiness in here a little bit. And it has some details in here, in this area. Also, I'm just trying to get a basic shape here, using simplified shapes. Can draw some details in here. You can draw some internal details. I can then make these areas a little bit more complex and true to the curves and nuances of this form. It has some details down here as well. And I want to clean up my line. Now my lines, you can see, or perhaps you can't from the video, but hopefully you can see that there's multiple lines here, and they need to be cleaned up with a kneaded eraser, because I'm going to try to get one single line. So I want to ghost all these lines by erasing out any duplicate lines and even erasing along the line I like even a little bit so I can lighten it, because I'm going to want to blend it in with all the lines next to it. So I'm lightening up everything with my kneaded eraser. Then I can trace over where I had the line before. And try to fix that line. If you find yourself getting more than one line again, just take your kneaded eraser, erase out, and fix it. This clove of garlic also has some internal lines, which we'll actually be seeing later, which are called cross contour lines. And if you see this in the object you're drawing, if it's an onion or something that has lines in your contour line drawing, then I encourage you to draw these lines, as they help to define the form. And I'm sketching these lines out lightly in long strokes, attempting to follow the contours of this form. And these internal lines as well need to be fixed. They need to be lightened where they're incorrect and drawn back over with my kneaded eraser once again. So then you can go back in and try to fix up your lines. Trying to trace over. The lines if you can to create one single line instead of multiple lines. All right. Clean up any extra lines that you see. And this has a little bit of a more details in here, which, you know, you can get a little more detailed if you want. There's some areas here that are folding over, but do not shade this form, whatever you do. You're not shading. There are additional smaller lines within this clove, but I don't think I'm going to draw those actually. So, all right, I think this clove of garlic is basically done. You can just clean up a little bit more, but I think it's fine.